Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Hoax, or although commonly referred to as Hoaxy. So I'm just going to start playing through this game, Dungeon in the Endless. I'll be giving you guys my thoughts, my game style, how I think it is. Dungeon in the Endless. I don't know if any of you guys have played it before. I've been playing it for about a day now, and it's pretty damn fun, to be honest with you. It's essentially a turn-based, although it's pretty damn seamless in regards to turn-based. Turn-based, almost tower defense dungeon crawler. The premise of the game is your ship crashes. You start off with 2 or 4 heroes, depending on the game mode you play. Each hero obviously has different abilities, is designed to do different things really, and yeah, you just run around. You got to get to the top level. Alternatively, though, you can play a game mode that is endless, hence Dungeon of the Endless. Anyway, let's get started. It's pretty schwank design, to be honest with you. It looks really nice. It's reminiscent of a lot of the UI is reminiscent of the game Endless Space. I don't know if you guys have seen it. A lot of the icons are very similar, which means I have a fair bit of faith in the design of this game, which is awesome because it's a pretty damn well constructed game. Anyway, let's stop jabbering on about that and let's get on with actually playing it. So let's get a new game. As you can see, I've already started the game, but we're going to scrap that because I kind of failed at it. Your spaceship flies, crashes, shoots. Anyway, so the menu system is pretty damn cool. You have a selection of different kind of escape pods, if you will. I haven't unlocked the final one yet, or the final 2, although I'm getting there slowly. As you can see, I have majority of the characters unlocked except 4 of them. And yeah, they all have their own different unique abilities, speed, attack, defense, all that good stuff. And yeah, so let's get started. Now, I always pick Sarah rather. Main reason is because she's damn quick, and the reason I want quick and maneuverability is if shit hits the fan and I need to get my crystal, which I'll show you guys later as I start playing through. When I need to get my crystal to the elevator, which is the aim of the game, she's quick, she's fast, and really the only option in my opinion. Well, I haven't actually played this guy here, so I really don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to pick her, and I'm also going to pick we'll go with this chick here. Now, all of these characters actually interact with one another, and there's a whole bunch of intertwining stories, and a few outcomes which can happen randomly between them, which I wasn't expecting, but hey, you know what? How about we go with this guy instead? He's a bit of a beast. He's not the smartest guy, but you know, he does a lot of damage. Anyway, let's get started. Alrighty, so as you can see, we pretty much land, well, I would say crash inside a dungeon, deep down. And this is the, yeah, so anyway, as I was talking about endless space before, as you can see at the top, we've got, you know, industry, science, food, and dust, which is reminiscent of the icons from Endless Space. So that's something to know. I haven't had a look at who's the maker of this game. I probably should. Meh, who cares? Anyway, so I was saying it's turn-based. You wouldn't think so, right? But every time I open these doors, which I'm about to do now, the turn ends, and +5, +2, +4 up in the top here actually gets added to my resources. So let's get going. Cool, so as you can see, randomly, not in every single room, you'll come across creatures. Now you'll also come across these hard points here, which, yeah, cool. But we can build from the build menu down here: science, creator, industry, food, yada yada. Every time I build one of these, it actually adds to the end of turn resources that I gain. And I'm going to start with industry because, you know, I want to build more of these so I can get more resources. You can select 1 or you can select 2, and if we right click on our character, you can actually see they have a whole bunch of active skills and passive skills. For instance, Sarah, she has run away, so she's incredibly quick. She's fantastic for scouting ahead, opening doors, and running back to Gork, Butcher Crosser, who is a butcher. He's a tank. He deals damage and kicks ass. And as you can see, there's actually equipment as well. She uses ceremonial swords, whereas he uses machine guns. And you can pick up items along the way. So anyway, when you enter a room, you actually have to power it up. So by middle mouse clicking right now, I'm actually powering up this room, basically allowing me these little dots here, a little kind of construction points where you can build defensive modules or attack modules, so on, so on. But anyway, let's continue exploring. So I'm going to grab both of them since this is pretty sweet. Awesome. What have I found? Research. So this is how we research. This node here, I'm not sure, I'm going to call it a node, is we do a research, and it doesn't actually tell you, does it? Blah, 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 blah. No, it doesn't tell you. But as you can see, we need science. So we need to accumulate enough science to basically get our research down. And research time, it's going to take 3 seconds, depending on which one. Actually, it's not 3 seconds, 3 turns. Now, a turn, once again, is every time I open a door. So I've just powered this room as well, which is pretty sweet. There's no extra doors here, so I can just leave that as is. And let's continue exploring. Now, because I don't have enough dust, I cannot actually power this room, which means that this is where you have to start managing your power output and how you progress from now on. Even though this is level 1, it's pretty easy. As you progress later on in the levels, you really need to start being careful about how you power, what you power, and where you build, because it needs to be defensible for further moves down the track, as you'll probably find out soon. So I'm leaving him here for defense. Oh, and I just found this little kind of thing on the ground, and it's just given me a bonus 9 science. I still don't have enough dust to power anything, so let's just see if I can go and research something. Absolutely nothing. I do not have enough. Now, it's kind of a gamble as to which research options you get, which is a little bit, it's a bit confusing at the start, but you kind of got to gamble a bit. So you need to spend research points by resetting the researchers to kind of get the modules that you want. Unfortunately, there's nothing here that I can research nor that I want, so I'm going to continue. Boom. As you can see, I entered this room and it just gave me an extra dust, and there was a machine there, which is kind of like a little bonus thing as well, and that just gave me an extra 8 industry. Now I've got enough money to build another module and to power this room. So what am I going to do? You know, I'm going to do another industry, because I want to build enough industry so that in the next level that I get to, I can spend it more so on food and science. Although you don't want to neglect science, because science is very important. You need those upgrades. Even though they are random, you need to have surplus science to kind of spend towards the gamble of resetting your science module. Alrighty, so that's powered up. Although this isn't powered up, so I kind of need to leave them here, otherwise. Inside dark rooms, monsters will spawn. Now, it's not every single time, it will be random, so just be aware of that. So I'm leaving Gork just behind here, just to add to the defense of this room. Alrighty, Sarah, let's go, Sarah. Boom, 10. Now, as you can see, there's random monsters in this room. She's not a particularly good fighter, she's more of a scout, so generally, I'll always run her back to a choke point, which will be this room here. And this is where I'll come in and I'll build lasers or heal nodes, all that type of stuff. But at the moment, it's not really worth it. Anyway, I'm going to power this right-hand room because I don't want to have to guard it, and it's going to give me a node to build another food replicator. Let's go food, because now the thing about food, what do we spend that on? We spend food on recruiting random heroes that we actually find throughout the dungeon. We also use it in leveling up and healing. So up in the top right hand corner where we've got our character portraits, you can't see it now, but there's a grayed out health icon that'll actually turn red and become clickable when your characters start taking damage. So that's what we just need to keep an eye on as well. But now that this is powered, I'm not going to get anything spawning there. I've chucked in a food node, and I don't really need to defend this room anymore, so I'm just going to move him up, and I'm going to move her forward, and I'm going to start exploring. Now, a method I've found which has been quite useful is I'll explore straight. So if I go straight, I'll just go straight into the dead end, and then I'll actually start exploring backwards instead of from down here. So that way I can power up and I can create a nice line of defense with attack nodes, which I'll show you right now. If I build that here, I can't. I do not have enough industry. Never mind. All right, let's continue exploring. All right, run it back. You can't really see it because it's not particularly powered, but here comes the creatures now. Now bear in mind, not all the creatures are going to attack you. If you have nodes inside your room, if you have like any of these resource pods things set up, some of the creatures will actually focus on those. Some of them will focus on the weapons or the defensive nodes that you have built. So it pays to be aware of what monsters are coming and what monsters are running through you, because some of them will ignore you completely and just go all the way down to your crystal, which is this glowing yellow thing down here. That is what you need to defend at all costs. They will attack that, and every time they hit it, you'll start losing dust. And when you lose dust, you lose power, and you don't want that. So at all costs, defend. Alrighty, let's keep exploring. And run it back. And as you can see, just here, random creatures spawned in the dark, and it was random. Anyway, I can power this room, so I'm going to power it up. And I'm going to build some defensive nodes. So I just built a couple of prisoner prods. They're basically lasers. They're turrets, if you will. They're pretty good. They get pretty crap later on. They're good for weakening heroes so that you can finish them off. Basically, you're just trying to soften them off before they get to your choke point, where your heroes are. And just be aware, you don't want to build these modules away from defensible areas with your heroes, because they're going to get damaged. And if they get damaged, you lose your resources every turn. Alrighty. Let's continue on. Now I'm going to move them up. And I'm going to get it to defend. Sorry, explore up. Cool. So as you can see, I've reached a dead end, heading straight up. Now it's time for me to start. I'm going to go left or right. So this time I'm going to actually go left. Doesn't matter, left or right, whatever you feel. And more creatures. Can I build another module? 35. See, so every time you build one of these creators, sorry, they're called generators, I guess. Sorry, food replicator, indice generator, and a science creator. So every time you build one of these nodes, it actually goes up in price every time you want to build another one. So just bear in mind, you kind of want to plan out what it is you want to build up to work later. Anyway, so looking at my food, I'm sitting at 55 right now. Basically, I can start upgrading my characters. So level up 30. Now I just leveled it up. What happens if I level her up to level 3? You can see down here the bonuses that I'm going to get from that, which is kind of cool, but I kind of want to level them up at the same time. I want to keep them the same level as the level I'm on or higher. Pretty much I don't want to go any lower. Alrighty, let's explore to the right. Run back to my defensive position. Or alternatively, if you're impatient, you can rush him up. Whatever. It's entirely up to you and your playstyle. So as you can see up in the top right hand corner, it's gone now. But as I was damaged, those heal icons became clickable. That's when you need to start healing. Obviously, you don't want to waste your food if you don't have to. So if you think you're going to win the fight, don't. Just play it out. You can kind of tell by the damage, the DPS that they're taking at the time as to whether or not you want to. See, random spawns because it's dark. And I can power that now. Now, to actually use their active abilities, see, look at her health dropping. I'm going to heal her and heal her. Now, you'll notice this little diamond guy. He ignores us completely. All he wants to do is destroy our power source right at the base. Anyway, let's keep exploring. Yes, these are the active skills. Once you click them, it'll activate. Hers has run away, so she'll just run rickety tick. His is Psycho Killer, so he'll gain a self bonus of attack power plus 15 and speed plus 15. So basically, it's just kind of like an enraging, and he just goes, yeah, super crazy. And of course, as you level up, you'll gain multiple abilities. I believe 3 if you get high enough. I've never gotten high enough. Cool. Alrighty, can I build something? Yes, I can. What am I going to build? Industry, food. Let's do a science. We need to start building up our science. 41. All right, let's run down to our science generator, our science node here, and I'm gonna make a gamble just to hope that there's something that I actually want. Mechanical. No, I don't actually use any of these. I'm gonna do it again, and I just waste 10. There's nothing that I want, so I'm gonna leave it. It's too much of a risk at low level, since my generators are pretty weak. Cool. I'm gonna move to the right. And absolutely nothing. Keep exploring to the right. Awesome. Okay, so see this little icon here, little green stick figure with a little diamond. This is where we need to rush this. So basically we need to send one of our characters here to pick it up and run over here. This is essentially the elevator. This is the exit. This is what we need to get the diamond to, our power generator thing. But we don't want to do it just yet because we've still got a few things to explore and we can still gain some food. Now, industry, science, and food, they roll over to the next level, but dust doesn't. No matter what, you always start with the same amount of dust. Which brings some interesting facts, which I'll show you a bit later if we come across a merchant, because there are merchants in this game. Let's keep exploring. And back, I'm going to light this up. Ah, see, random spawns. Here we go again. So I'm going to use my enrage on this guy because they're probably going to take a beating. Yep. Also, you can pause by pressing spacebar, which I just did because it's going to get rough. I'm going to activate a Psycho Killer, and since we're here and it's going to get rough, I'm actually going to build some prisoner prods. They're only first level, so they're going to be pretty weak, but they're still going to soften the enemies in general. It's important to note that you're better off building them before you get into combat because they'll build slower than if you're out of combat where they'll build pretty much instantly. They will take damage from creatures and some of your characters can actually repair them, so I'm going to have to be careful because she's probably going to take a beating. I might have to actually fall back. I'm going to fall back because she is taking a beating. So I'm going to stay here at my choke point. I'm going to use it as just a softening of the enemy as they come onto me. Alrighty, that was easy. Moving on. Cool. As you can see, you have opened the last door of the current floor. Oh, get out of there. So pretty much there's no more doors to open, which means I'm not going to gain any more industry, science, or food. The next part is getting our crystal to the elevator, to the exit. Awesome. Alrighty, so an important thing to note here is if you actually do have enough power, it's quite vital to manage how it's laid out before you pick up your crystal, because as soon as you pick up your crystal, it's going to spawn a lot of creatures. So you want to minimize the spawn zones for the enemy. So I'm actually going to power up the elevator, and I'm going to power up that room so that they can't come down this hallway. They are going to come out of this door, sorry, that room, and that room, and obviously quite a lot out of here. So I'm going to position my slow guy here for the time being, and I'm going to run her ass all the way down there because she's really quick. Click, boom. Click on the crystal, and then click on that icon. As soon as you pick it up, pause, and then click on the exit. Now, as you can see, her speed is incredibly slow, and we're getting all these warning icons of spawns, and here they come. Now he's slow, so I should probably start getting him to run ahead. As you can see, here we go, they're starting to spawn. They want that crystal. Cool. Another really important thing with this game is don't leave any heroes behind. As you can see down here, on the bottom right hand side, we've got a big giant green exit sign. If I move this big sluggy guy out of the way, what's his name, Gork, it'll go orange and it says heroes ready, 1 out of 2. Now unfortunately you can click that and he will get left behind and you won't be able to get him back. So just make sure all your characters are ready to go, and when they're all ready you're going to see 2 out of 2 heroes ready and the green exit all done. Hey Butcher, nice nickname. Not name, way of life. Hee hee. Cute, your last name wouldn't be Crosser, would it? Stop talking, noisy person. Monsters to kill, let's go. So this is some of the interesting dialogue that you're going to get between some of the characters. Now, not every character is a good character. Some of them are prisoners that have escaped as well. So I believe this thing about prisoners escaping. I'm not 100% sure about the story. But these two obviously have a bit of beef. And you'll see how it plays out as we progress. Level 2. So, industry, science, and food is still the same. It rolls over to the next level. But, once again, dust. It's the same every start. So, let's pick a direction. What have we got? We've got 2 X's, top and down. I'm just going to work my way down this time. Awesome. Power that up. Bring them down. Cool. Let's get some more industry going. Can I level them up? Yes, I can level up Gork. It's probably important to level him up because he's a bit of a tank and we need him to take the blows. Science. What can we research? Still the same things, but I've built up a bit more research, so I'm going to take a gamble. 13. Now, bear in mind, this actually goes up as well every time you use it. See, now it's 16. Industry generator 3. Now, this is a toughie. Auto dock is a node that you can place inside a room that kind of heals you over time, and it's incredibly handy for choke points where you know you're going to take a beating, all your characters are, and it gets rough. You want to build those at a point where all your characters are going to defend. So I'm not going to worry about that just yet because it's still quite early. Industry generator is probably going to be a little bit more important right now, so I might just save it for that. And another research point. Oh, random spawn. 65, 48. Alright, it's going to take a while. I need to build. Yeah, I definitely need to build a science node next. Alrighty, I might check some of these down actually. It's just gonna get rough. I'm just pulling her back. Because Gore can handle it. He's a tough guy. Big strapping lad. Alrighty. Time to head up. Can I build some in here? Yes, I can. Alright, I'm going to build a couple more here. See? They built instant this time because there are no hostiles around. So sometimes it's important to think, just a bit of prior thought as to where they're going to come and is it worth building it now, or do you want to take the risk and just hope that the wave isn't going to be too big? Really, it's not going to be too big because at the most we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 random spawns if we open a door. But I'm going to build it anyway because I don't know when I'm going to get my next increase of dust. There you go, I got some. Now this guy here, you can't really see him, just running here. He ignores everyone. He just wants their crystals, so it pays to kind of weaken him as he's running ahead. Do I have enough science? I forgot what I needed. 65. No, I got a while to go. It's quite a big room. Cool, who we found? So, this is Mormish, level 2. Of course, this is what the warden looks like, right? Of course, I'm him. So, this guy is apparently the warden. He's one of the random heroes that you can come across in the dungeon. And this is how you build up your group of heroes, obviously. So, obviously, recruiting him costs money. He's level 2, so he's pretty much on par. Let's get him going. What does he got? Alright, he uses pistols, armor, and device. What has he got? Monsters in a room, dust loot, probable for one, 2. So basically 2 times more loot in a room. So I want to activate that if I get into a big fight with lots of monsters. It might even be worth kind of kiting them around a bit so we get a big bunch of them inside one room. So we'll keep that in mind. I'm going to send them down to where Gork is. Actually, we can power up that next room. Let's move in. Actually, no. So, creatures will attack your science node. They'll only attack it, however, if you're researching. So, if you're going to research a science node, make sure it's well defended because you're going to lose your science otherwise, and you don't want that. And all that sweet research will be gone. Finally, a customer with some money. Alright, so this is a merchant. Let's see what he's got. Radio, restrainer, manual, tutu, t-shirt. Cool. Now, with merchants, they don't always use industry as their currency. Sometimes it can be science, and sometimes it can be food. Actually, sometimes it can even be dust. So, if you have excess items that you want to get rid of, and you're never going to use, sometimes it's better to save them for trickier. It really depends on what you're after. If there's a research you really need, and you don't think it's too risky, and you're not progressing enough to build more science nodes, then sometimes it's worth selling your surplus items to this guy to get that science to be able to research. Alternatively, if you're struggling with dust in a map and you're getting too many points that you need to defend, then sometimes you might want to sell some of your surplus items for dust. So don't always sell your items. Sometimes it's better to save them for different levels where merchants are selling it for different things, and you might need it. So just bear in mind. Hasn't really got anything I want. I don't want to really spend money on items just yet. I kind of need more. What have I got? I've only got industry so far. I'm actually struggling a little bit. I should hopefully get some more dust soon. Boom. Okay, what can we get? This room here, done. What do we want? Industry. Now we've got enough actually, so let's crank up some. Let's go. Actually, we'll go science so that we can get the upgrade on the industry modules sooner. I better run her back. So now that I've actually built this here, the creatures are going to want to attack it. So I need to move up my guys to defend. And she's going to die. I need to pull her back. Whoa. So I'm always lost the warden. It's going to be pretty rough. Psycho. What do we got? Yeah, it might be time to start building some of these. He's getting pounding. I'm going to pull him right back. Boom! There we go. So I just lost Gork. He's gone. He's done for. So what was my downfall just then? I probably should have pulled back and I should have sacrificed the science node. Unfortunately, it's just the name of the game. This is really rough. Even though it says easy, it's not particularly easy. If you want to get a feel for the game, I recommend super easy first. Super easy is probably normal, to be honest with you. This is probably hard. So just bear in mind. Now, looking at what I did wrong, I probably, once again, should have withdrawn back here as soon as I started taking that beating. There was actually quite a lot of creatures which spawned. I should have sacrificed this, and unfortunately I probably should have sacrificed my science node as well and just let these guys get weakened. So let's see how much longer I can go without Gork. So I'm going to run her back. Now, I don't actually have any food, so I'm going to die. This is pretty much game over. Admittedly, I kind of rushed a bit. I probably should have thought this one out, but as I'm talking while I'm playing, I'm not particularly thinking as I probably should. So it's quite a new concept for me, talking while I play. And I wouldn't have made this mistake otherwise. So I'm going to die. There's nothing much I can do about it. If anything, I can just build as many of these as I can, and hopefully they'll chase me back into this last room. Boom, lost him. Yeah, see, they're ignoring her, so I'm going to have to kite them back. Alrighty, done. Pretty much it's game over. I mean, I can continue, it's just I'm going to have to kite a lot. I'm going to spend a lot of money on, sorry, a lot of food on recruiting new heroes. And I need to rely on all my defenses. And yeah, I'd say at this point, it'd probably be safe to restart. So this thing here, this is what we call, I don't know, a steely? Basically, this is just this random bonus that you get. The creatures will attack it, but it gives you guys a bonus for however many turns it says. So in this case, heroes in floor, so any hero on this level, not noticed by monsters except with a crystal. Basically, my characters are invisible. It's kind of pointless, I guess. Maybe if I had really low health and I just had my character in a room while my other ones fought, it'd probably work, but in this case it's kind of game over, so let's get on with it anyway. So I'm getting all these spawns, as you can see. Random spawn here, random spawn here, once again because they're not powered, and monsters will randomly spawn in non-powered rooms, so let's hope I can survive this. And I survived. I'm not sure how, but I survived. Okay, so they destroyed my crystal. Unfortunate. Let's build another one. It's going to be one of these games. I found the exit now, actually, so this is a risk I can take. Do I continue exploring where I'm going to end up rolling over with a lot more resources and quite possibly a few items, because you can come across chests in this dungeon where it'll generate a random item, which is pretty useful. However, yeah, it's looking pretty grim, and I might just risk running my ass all the way back. Actually, no, I'm going to explore, because I can kind of, I think it's going to be enough defense to last maybe one or two more rooms. Now, it's interesting to note here, we basically explored around in a loop, and we've come back to our crystal where there's this door here. Now, creatures cannot open doors. However, there are a couple that can actually smash doors down. They're a few levels away, so there's nothing to worry about just yet, but I'm going to leave this door closed on purpose. I'm not going to open it because it's going to count as a turn, and any monsters that spawn here will most likely head down there and destroy the crystal straight away. We don't want that. We want to funnel them all the way along, down, and through our tower defense down here of prisoner prods. Let's open the next door. Absolutely nothing. And another random spawn. This is going to get rough. Run my sorry ass all the way back down. And this is where it gets rough. Yeah, they're ignoring me pretty much. They don't want. They know they got their upper hand, so they're gonna push that bloody crystal. That was pretty close this time, so I think I maybe got one more door before I have to. Actually, can I build something here? Yeah, that might work. I'm wasting my industry though. It's just I'm losing pretty much. You don't want to lose a hero really. Losing a hero is a big deal. That's a big room where we can build lots of turrets, but again, it's detrimental. And I need to run a sorry ass all the way back. So I just use my power boost just to avoid majority of the damage, because she's going to need to survive as long as she can, so she can chase down any of these guys that slip past my defenses and just weaken him as he enters the room. That B1 will attack me though. Yeah, so this is pretty much my undoing right now. I'm not going to be able to, I'm probably not going to be able to defend this wave. I can heal a little bit, but really it's not going to do much. Ha! I underestimated that. Alright, cool. And I can research, which I've been neglecting to do. Yeah, let's get my generator. I probably should have gone for the auto dock. So if I just go back here, yeah. I probably, in hindsight, I should have... it's already researching, I can't show you. But in hindsight... let's go here. In hindsight... Damn it! That's not there. There's a node called auto dock. Basically, that's probably what I should have spent my research points on just then. I didn't. And it's going to be my undoing. So this is the last door to open. And as soon as I open that, pretty much there's no more to explore. I'm going to get my last lot of resources, and it's time to move the crystal. And this is pretty much as good as it's going to get. I'll go to the next level, see how much longer I last. You have to open the last door. Pick that up. And run my sorry ass to the elevator. And I'll go this way, mainly because there's a few defenses here that'll probably save my ass if they catch up to me. But she is quick, which is why I picked her, and she can generally outrun most, if not all, monsters. And exit. There's a lot of dungeon left and not many of us. That's because just you. GG, pretty much. Moving on. Not sure how much longer I'm going to last unless I come across another hero pretty much straight away. Even then, I'm not really going to have enough food to recruit them. And there's probably going to be creeps in here and I'm going to die. Yep. So this is pretty much it. Dungeon of the Endless. Incredibly fun game. And I have no more food left, so she can survive this fight. Yeah, she'll survive it, that's alright. Alrighty, so, what do I need to do? Food or industry? Probably industry. Chuck in some turrets for some extra backup. Start exploding. Fight them back. Damn it. Let's reset. Oh well. Alrighty. What can I do? I'm gonna risk it. Mind you, it's only gonna be one room for the spawn. Cool, what have I got? Zone damage, 15. Damage, yeah, attack. Ooh. Negative 50 defense. She's gonna fall pretty quick. Unfortunately, this is just one of the downsides. Some of them are negative, some of them are positive. In this case, it's kind of useful, kind of not. Fingers crossed. Once that disappears, I'll be able to build a node over there as well, which is quite defendable rather. And let's see if we can kite these guys. Yeah, we can kite them. They're attacking my generator, so I need to put them off it. Cool. How much longer has this got? 2 more turns. Alright. Awesome. Alrighty. That is a dead end, which pretty much means... Ooh. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? I have to defend that as much as I can. Alright, I can't build a node up here because the problem is... Well, I can. I guess I can. I have to run the risk. It's a gamble as to whether or not I'm going to get a random spawn in this room and they're going to attack that node. And if it's 2 spawns, then I'm kind of done for. So I'm going to leave it for now. And I'm going to try explore and hopefully get a bit more dust to power this room. Nope. And see, okay, he's ignoring me. So, watch this. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Game over. I'm back to square one, pretty much. And I'd say that's pretty much it. Anything from here is just... Ah, fuck. Why not? Let's give it a go. Let's see what I can make of it. Let's have at it. And random spawns. I'm fucked. Oh. Good game. So this is Dungeon in the Endless. Now the levels, as you progress, obviously the environment changes, and the environments are pretty damn cool. I have to say, some of the environments actually affect your speed, speed over time. It's, yeah, fantastic game. I highly recommend it. In fact, I might do another playthrough later, give that a recording. Yeah, I'm done. I'm all out of dust. Game over. And that's that. Dungeon in the Endless. Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you have learnt a few tips and tricks. And yeah, look forward to seeing you next time. Take it easy.